Thanks for stopping by the Sister Cousins Lifestyle channel. My name is Sandy, and in today's video, I am upstairs in my loft area and I am getting it decorated for the Christmas season. Now, this is the area in my home where I use all of my ornaments that I have collected and curated through the years. And when I say years, I mean like 40 years plus some of them. So I'm really excited to be bringing these ornaments out yet another year to decorate this space. So if you'd like to see how this whole nostalgic space comes together, keep watching. Now in this space, I will be using my Grand Duchess multi-light Christmas tree from Home Depot. I got this viral tree last year, either the year before, I don't remember when, but if you've been watching my channel, you know I mentioned that I thought I had given away the wrong tree. Well, I didn't. And thankfully, this is the tree that I thought I had given away, but it is still here and it is still completely functional. So I am very happy about that. So we're going to go ahead and decorate this. And like I said, this is my vintage space or my traditional space that I decorated my home. I started doing that just a couple years ago, where I started bringing back out my older ornaments that have been stored away for many years. So I'm just testing the lights to make sure that they switch to the different colors, because I would probably be using this on the multi-light setting just to give that real vintage feel. So I've got the tree set up, and then I skipped over to this garland that I found when I was going through my stash of old decorations. And this garland does have lights on it, so I'm changing out the batteries here, and I've got an idea for this garland. Although the Grand Duchess tree doesn't take a lot of fluffing, when I put up my tree, I like to do some fluffing, and then I just kind of let it settle in a little bit before I go back and finish it. So that's why I've skipped over here, and we're going over here to this garland. And I decided to put this garland up here on this cabinet that I got earlier this year from a collaboration that I did. This garland is not as long as I would have liked it to be, but it is an old piece, and I just wanted to bring it back out and use it. So I think it looks cute anyway. So, and just to add a little bit of light over on this side. So I'm getting it all set up the best I can, fluffing it out a little bit. And then I decided to go in here where my bookshelves are and bring in some colorful books, since we're bringing in color into this space. And I've got these coffee table books that I just moved from other places in my home. Decided to put them here because they bring in the color that I want. Now, the way that my brain works when I'm decorating is it just kind of skips around to different things. One thing will bring about an idea to do something else. So you'll see me move from the tree to this shelf and back and forth. As the idea hit me, I have to go ahead and execute it right there so I don't forget about it. But anyway, I'm putting these random ornaments here. And in my search for those ornaments, I ran across this ribbon. Now, this is some ribbon I've had for a little bit. It's got music notes on it. It's a beautiful piece of ribbon, and it's just a remnant. I don't have a lot of it, but I'm going to go ahead and put this on the tree. And it was at this moment that I decided that this tree is going to be a music themed tree. I wished I'd had more of that ribbon, but I didn't. So I went in with some ribbon that I've had for a long time. I think I may have gotten it from Michael's or Joanne some time ago. Put that on, and I just started to bring out my little mini ornaments, instrument ornaments that I have. I have done music trees now for several years, so I've got all kinds of little things that I've spray painted and repurposed for my tree. This large horn here is going to be front and center on the tree. And I'm just kind of looking through, doing inventory of all the beautiful gold ornaments that I have. Now, since I've decided to go with the music themed tree here and just use all the ornaments that I have that are music related on this tree, I've got to come up with a plan for where I'm going to put my vintage ornaments. And these are ornaments that I've had since my son was a child, very small child. We've had these ornaments, like I said, they date way, way, way back. So we're going to have a special place for those. So definitely keep watching so that you can see what we've done with that space. I'm really excited about that. But anyway, we're going ahead here and we're just wedging in these large bells that I have. I love the look of those larger ornaments around the tree. It's particularly around the bottom of the tree. And I've got just an assortment of bells, horns. I've got a harp. I've got ukuleles. I've got all kinds of instruments, drums. And we're just going to fill this tree up with all of these instruments. And I don't know if I mentioned, but there's a disco ball at the top of this tree. That was one that I bought after Christmas last year. So this is my first time using that. And I just thought it was perfect for this tree. And turns out that since it's going to be a music themed tree, the disco ball works just perfectly. That was not planned, trust me. But anyway, I'm just pulling out all these ornaments. Some of these ornaments I just kind of forgot I even had. It's like, wow, I really had a lot. Now, this tree is a 7.5 foot tree. Like I said, it's the Grand Duchess from Home Depot. So I have these ornaments here. I picked these up at the end of the season last year, never used them before, and I decided to bring them in. Now, what I like about these is they really have a vintage feel to them. So this is what the tree has turned out like. I put a Santa here. Now this is a Santa that I did pick up this year from Burlington's. I think he was 16.99 or 19.99, something like that. But I thought he was really, really pretty. And then I found this Nutcracker. And I love this. This is from Ross. And let me see if it has the price on it. It does not, but it was about the same, I think, 16.99, 17.99, something like that. But you see that deep red color? That's the same color of this Santa. It's more like a bluish red, and I love that, or a burgundy kind of feel to it. This deer here I've had for a while here. It has Noel on him. He's really yellow looking, but I went ahead and used him. I had planned to paint him, but never got around to it. I don't know where I got this old sled from. I've had it for a long time. This is from Costco, and this has candy in it, so I'll be taking that up. But keep that container of that Nutcracker because I thought he was adorable. So here is the rest of the tree. See, I have the multi lights on there, and there is the disco ball up there, front and center. Love the way that this tree turned out. Absolutely love it. Now, for my cabinet here, I had put the deer up there, which I absolutely love. These deer are from Big Lots, I believe, either Big Lots or Aldi, but I've had them for a long time. These ornaments, instruments here are antiques. I picked those up from a antique store a few years ago. They're actually candle holders, but I'm using them as bookends just to tie in that music theme that I have going on over here on the tree. And then I just have this bowl with the ornaments in it. These green deer I've had for a while. I went with a hunter green color a few years ago, and I picked up everything that I could find that was in that color. So I've got a lot of hunter green items. This little sled here, or sleigh here, is one of those items that I had from back then. And I just put an ornament ball in there. This ornament here is another one that I have had for a very, very long time. It says, "First my sister, forever my friend." And it was from my sister many, many years ago, probably 30 years ago. And so I usually bring it out every year. But this year it has a place front and center right here on this shelf. And then this little centerpiece here that I put there. And that's really all that I did over here. But I love, love, love the way that it turned out. All right, so we are making some progress here. And so now we're going to move over to this place that I have really had to think long and hard as to what I was going to do in this place, in this space. So earlier in the year, I shared my gallery wall. This is the wall that you see when you first enter into my loft area. And I've had a travel gallery wall there since I moved in the house. And it was just getting stale. It was time to refresh it. It was time to do something else with that wall. And I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. So I just kind of left it. And so it's kind of been half done for the better part of this year because I just haven't been able to think, do I want to do a accent wall on it. Do I want to put another gallery wall there? What do I want to do? I don't know. But anyway, I came up with an idea of what to do with this space for the Christmas season that I am super excited about. I love the way that it turned out. Let me show you. So I started off with the idea to put a Christmas tree here. So a second Christmas tree in this loft area, which I've never done. So this is going to be the tree for the grandkids to put their ornaments. And I'm also going to be putting the ornaments that belong to my son when he was younger that we used to put up every year. All of my vintage pieces will go here. But we're starting off with the grandkids putting their special ornaments on that they've been collecting over the last few years. So they were super excited about that and couldn't wait for me to do the finishing touches here that I'm going to be doing in this space. So hang with me. It's going to be magical. And although I've come up with a nice idea for the Christmas season with what to do with this wall, I don't know what I'm going to do long term. So I got to figure this out because once all of this comes down, I'm going to have to make a decision and quick. So my short-term idea was to put a backdrop on here. Now this is an inexpensive backdrop that I ordered off of Amazon. It's got the Christmas scenery and it was so nostalgic for me. And I got the inspiration from when I did my video with the department stores and I went in and I talked about all the displays that I remember as a child. And that gave me the idea that I would really like to recreate that magical feeling that I used to get as a child going into these stores. So this backdrop was like the perfect idea. So now I'm going in with my vintage ornaments. These are from 1997 and before, even 1980s. I have some from that time period as well. These are from the Christmas collection. I've shared these over here on the channel before. This was a collection that Hallmark had back in the early 80s up through the 90s, and I picked up one every year. Christmas was the name of the collection, and I've got quite a few of them, and so I love bringing them out. They go on the tree, and you kind of stick the bulb into it, the light into it, and they kind of light up and everything, which I think is so, so cute. So we've got a lot of those on here, and we're just adding those on along with the ones that my grandchildren added for this season. Now, this is kind of random, but I just had this random thought to add these vases over here and to add some Christmas stems and these Christmas trees that I've had for a while. I picked those up at the end of the season some time ago and just decided to bring those out and make them a part of the scenery. This is a gift bag here that I just put a little blanket in just so that it will stand up and kind of create the scene that I'm looking for. But this is what the tree is looking like against this backdrop. Let me let you take a look around. I love that you can see this tree from the bottom of the stairs. It is right at the top of the stairs, and it just adds such a beautiful, beautiful scenery. I love this idea. And it's probably one that even once I decide to what I'm going to do with this wall, I'll probably bring this backdrop back because I love the way that it looks. So I've just kind of put some random decor pieces under the bottom, like those Santa legs. I've had that for a long time. Don't remember where I got those from, but I thought it worked perfectly there. And then the blow up Santa, I got this year from Roses. I was in there and I saw this inflatable Santa for just $12.99, which was right in my budget. So I decided to pick it up and it works perfectly. I am just mesmerized by that. But I do have to finish this space. So I want to go ahead and add in some of my Christmas pillows that I have. These I've had for many, many years. They are this one says Jingle. This is just a green faux leather pillow that I have. And then I've got this one that has the bling on it. So I just decided to bring that back out because I have it. Why not? And I have this red throw just to bring in that. I usually bring these things out every year at Christmas time in this space. So this year is no different. And yeah, just kind of making it nice and a cozy space to sit down and enjoy the decor around. Now, I do have a dining table in my loft area, and I did decide to put a bowl there with some ornaments in it. And I have this other shelf here, and I just brought in my deer. This was the other one that goes to the set that I had over on the arch cabinet. And then I have these. Globes, snow globes that I've had for a long time. They're actually kind of getting cloudy, so they're getting kind of on the old side, but I'm going to use them again this year. And that's really all I did. I didn't do a whole lot in this space. I've got a lot to look at in other spaces of the home, so I didn't want to just go overboard. But yeah, this is the way everything turned out, and I am so excited. Now, I do ask one thing. If you have enjoyed today's video or if you've gotten any inspiration from this video, I do ask that you would hit that thumbs up button. It does help my channel out so much. And if you're not currently subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a part of my YouTube family. Over here, we do all things home decor. We decorate seasonally and we shop for decor inspiration. We do all the things related to the home. So if that's something that you enjoy, definitely hit that subscribe button as well as the post notification bell. That way you're notified each time I upload additional videos. And to all my returning family members, I thank you so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you will all come back and check me out again in the near future. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your holiday season, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes. And I want it all, from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me one thing, is there anything that you're missing? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close to you. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. Well, I'm all for Christmas. It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose.